looking from the bottom of the mighty Mississippi River where he never lived. Alligator snapping turtle. He's called the alligator snapping turtle because of the size of his head. He's called the alligator snapping turtle because of the size of his beak. A turtle's mouth, it's called a beak. A turtle's beak is sharp and powerful. Turtles have no teeth, and reptiles can never chew their food. For 10 years we have raised him, but boys and girls, he will never be my pet. He will never know me the way your dog or cat or bird knows you. This morning I was so glad to see him, but he's never glad to see me. And last night I missed him. He never misses me. Reptiles don't feel happiness. They don't feel sadness. That's not why they're called cold-blooded. Reptiles feel hunger and thirst and the heat and the cold. I wish we could look inside shell. He has some things reptiles have. He has a heart. He has a stomach. He has lungs for breathing and lots of bones in his body. Some turtles are plant eaters. Alligator, a carnivore. He only eats other animals, but reptiles never hurt animals just to hurt them. You see, Alexander will catch a big fish, and that'll leave room for little fish. He catches sick fish and weak fish, that leaves room for healthy fish. If Alexander finds a dead fish in the river, it might not look or smell very pleasant. When he eats a dead fish, he becomes a scavenger and helps to keep the bottom of the river clean. He doesn't look real, he doesn't even feel real, but every day he gets bigger and stronger and will easily live for 100 years. New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New York have snapping turtles, but not this kind. Did you know that next week you might see a turtle in your backyard that looks like this turtle? Then you can enjoy watching it. Take a few pictures, make a short video, tell an older person, and never ever touch an animal you find outside. I think he's a beautiful turtle. I get to see him 7 days a week, the holidays too. For 46 years, I've been raising his dad, Alexander, the great big alligator snapping turtle. When I met his dad, a first-class stamp was 8 cents. A gallon of gas was 26 cents, and I still had my hair. We wanted you to meet an alligator snapping turtle because most people never will. And if you check out a book on turtles, books can take us to places we've never been. And you've been a wonderful audience. But if you enjoyed meeting Alexander, we also want to share with you tonight a beautiful 10-year-old Mexican beaded lizard. I know it's exciting. I must calm myself down. More than 6,000 kinds of lizards share our planet Earth. Did you know most kinds of lizards do not get big, are harmless to people, and most kinds of lizards eat bugs and insects our world has too many of. This lizard's family is from the desert. The desert is a difficult place for a plant or animal to survive. It is hot and dry each day, and there never seems to be enough water. For 44 years, I shared this lizard's dad, Pepe. You can't spend 44 years of your life with a lizard and give it a number. But 2 years ago, Mr. David suggested that this summer we should introduce his handsome son, Pepito. He was a little bigger than a big grape. When he hatched, he was as long as a regular crayon. 2 weeks ago, a kindergartner gently touched him. She told me he's so beautiful. She told me he needed lotion. I never thought of that. He's supposed to have really dry, scaly skin. He's a reptile. If you walk on hot sand and you have no shoes, if you drag your tail across a very sharp rock, can you imagine Pepito climbing a cactus in search of food without gloves, boots, or thick clothing? The dry skin is best. His skin protects him in a harsh environment. Beaded lizards eat eggs. They eat lizard, turtle, bird, snake eggs too. If Pepito finds an egg and it's ready to hatch, he has razor sharp teeth. But if he bites an egg and gets open, he dips with his tongue. His tongue is flat like a snake's tongue. His tongue is forked like a snake's tongue. And if Pepito lost his legs, he could look like a snake. Well, I know this is not easy to see. Lizards have ears. Snakes do not. Lizards can close their eyes. Snakes cannot. The snakes have to sleep with their eyes open, but only the snakes can open their mouths and move the bones in their bottom jaw. Snakes will stretch and stretch and stretch their skin. All snakes swallow their food whole. This week, Pepito is shedding his skin. All reptiles shed their skin to replace old with new. It's true. Reptiles shed their skin to grow. I'm not hurting him or showing off or being disrespectful. Did you know that reptiles are the most beautiful after they shed, the least beautiful before they shed? But unlike the snakes that sometimes shed their skin in one piece, this week it will be a shedding type festival. 2 weeks ago, a kindergartner asked me if she could hold him. And I told her I would love to let you hold him, but frightened reptiles move with alarming speed. If I accidentally frighten Pepito and he tries to bite me, well, the way I'm holding him, he can't reach me, I can't hurt him. Sometimes people forget reptiles are always wild animals. They don't know right from wrong. They have no conscience. I think reptiles want food to eat, water to drink, and never be eaten. If you visit a park and you watch a lizard go under a rock, if you're at the beach and a lizard falls asleep on your toes, if the lizard is as long as a pencil, that's a full-grown American lizard. But if you see a lizard that looks like this lizard in your yard, it means your yard is Mexico. I think he is a beautiful lizard. And it really is true. If he were a French beaded lizard, I would have named him Jean Valjean. We wanted you to meet an alligator snapping turtle. And we wanted you to meet a Mexican beaded lizard. You have been such a wonderful, wonderful audience. But if you enjoyed meeting Alexander, if you enjoyed meeting Pepito, we also brought to share with you tonight beautiful, a 4-year-old African Nile crocodile. We know that crocodiles and alligators are reptiles. But did you know crocodiles and alligators are the smartest reptiles, grow to be the world's largest reptiles. And mother alligators and mother crocodiles are the best mother reptiles. And this is why most reptiles lay their eggs and leave. Mother crocodiles build a nest, guard the nest, and listen to hear the babies cry. Well, when crocodiles cry, there are no tears, and there is no sadness. The crying is a sound they make. 4 years ago, this crocodile was trying to hatch from her egg. She grew an egg tooth, and she cut through the shell. But when her head peekabooed out of the egg, her egg tooth fell out. It only hatched once. The baby crocodiles are covered in sand. The mama crocodile is on top of the sand. And when the baby crocodiles can't get through the sand, they make a crying sound. And then the mama crocodile gets off the sand and moves the sand so the babies can hatch and head to the river where their lives begin.